One of the most important things in my life is music, and with music comes a lot of subcategories of what I can do with music. Is it listening to music? Is it writing music? Is it playing music? Is it music production? Is it music engineering? And really, all of those categories kind of fit, except for the engineering part, because I'm not really that much of an engineer. Without a doubt, music is the biggest part of my life. And I've been doing this channel for 5 years now, and as you guys may know, I have done a lot of things music related in the past. Not all of my channel is just gaming. So with that said, I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for a program online that's like an artificially generated mastering software. And I mean, I thought this is really cool because I have no idea how to master things, and all of the songs that I've released in the past kind of sound like crap because they haven't been mastered. So I kind of wanted to try this with my own music just because it seemed really interesting to me that this program made by audio engineers were able to come up with a software that they're offering for pretty much for free to try, can be used to master your own music. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of my songs that I've been working on for the past couple of months, I'm going to try them using this software, and I'm going to see how they sound. I'd like to point out that I am not at all sponsored by the company that we are using the software from. I am in no way affiliated with them. This is just kind of an experiment that I wanted to try, and I'll just give you my honest thoughts on it. Is the program good or is it bad? The program in question that we are using today is EMastered. It's been on my YouTube recommended, it's been on the advertisements I'm seeing from YouTube a lot, so I finally decided today's video is going to be about EMastered. So we're just going to quickly hop onto my browser and I'm going to type in EMastered. So first glance, the website looks very clean. It looks really, easy to get around. And yeah, I made an account so that I wouldn't have to do this for you guys. And it says here that the team of engineers has worked on a number of hit songs. I find it really cool that the album 1989 was and One Republic Native. Honestly, that's a really good album. I recommend that one. So without further ado, oh, that's really cool. That's so smooth. Nice. Props to the website for that. So I'm going to use one of my tracks here. I'm just going to be using Ava McCallie Road here. It is a quick 2-minute instrumental song that I think would be really nice to use, and I think it would really show the difference. I'm really curious about how this is going to change. Alright, so this is the original sound, just to see how it is. Bass kicks in. Now let's head to the mastered file. Definitely a volume increase. Definitely. It sounds fuller. Like, this one sounds kind of like shriveled. And in this one, you just get the full experience. It's like full. Like, the compression's nice, the EQ it's definitely bassed up a bit. And it even sounds a bit mastered, too. And a nice thing here is you can get some mastering options. So you can get mastering strength. Actually, I'm going to try that. I want to see how that is. Stereo width, I'm just going to try wider. Volume is okay. EQ intensity, that's alright. And I think I'm going to leave the equalization alone, too. So it definitely sounds a lot more flavorful. It sounds fuller. It sounds more equalized, and I guess it just sounds better. I guess for this track, it sounds a lot better. Like compared to this original one. It definitely sounds a lot better. I'll give it to them. So if we're going by a score here, it's 1 for EMastered and 0 for my dumb stupidness. The next one I'm going to try is one that I think is a little bit better in terms of the quality of it. I just have this one called Punk Rock Song because I have no idea what I want to do with it yet. The quality of it is a little bit better than Aver McCallie Road was. So I just want to see, with the upped quality of it and the slightly better mix, I just want to see how that compares to the mastered. One thing I would like to point out about this engine that I'm noticing is it's more meant for dance music and dubstep and more modern sounding songs, whereas I write songs that are like a lot to do with like the 70s, 60s, and 70s. While this kind of music may sound a bit better on the EMastered engine, it's definitely not going to give you the same results as you'd like with a dubstep sounding song or a rap song that's very drum heavy and bass heavy. I'm just going to go to the original. Obviously you can see the sound waves are a lot smaller than the master version. Mastered. And now the drums and bass are kicking in. The drums sound fuller. I can hear the drums. They sound a bit more brought into the mix. Bass is more subtle too. Because the bass in this one is kind of like it's prominent. But in this one, it's a little softer. And it sounds more laid back in the mix. And now here's where the percussion comes in. So in the far left channel, you can hear a shaker. And it's definitely more prominent in this mix. I'm gonna try doing a stereo width. Every impact that the drum makes sounds cleaner and more audible. So like every time it hits the hi-hat, I can hear it better than I can with the original. And the hand claps you can hear in the background too on the far left side. You can hear it a lot better than you can in the original mix. So for this one, I'm saying that's 2 for EMastered and 0 for my dumb self. So the third one now is the one that I think is the best quality that I have going into this. It is Ballad of a Corrupt Man. It's about 8 minutes, but I'm obviously not doing the full 8 minutes. To me, the best recorded, because it was recorded through an audio interface, and it was mixed a bit better, I found, than the other songs. So I'm going to put it through this program, and I'm going to see how it compares, even though it's slightly better mixed than the other two. This is kind of like the boss match for EMastered, even though it's not that difficult because my mixes kind of suck. So here's the original one. And you know, that's a pretty consistent sound wave right there, so that mix isn't terrible. Now if you put on the mastered version, I'm going to wait till it kicks in. This is the original. And now the mastered. Original. There's a lot less treble in this one. Where this one, it sounds very trebly, and like there's not a lot of mids or bass. This one sounds more even. You can hear the bass more in this one. You can hear the electric keyboard more clearly on this side. The drums are still thumping, so the drums are fine as they are. They're pretty much the same as the original. Although the snare sounds better. The snare sounds way better in this one. Kind of sounds like a luff tap here, like where this one sounds... Yeah, this one sounds a lot better too. I'm gonna skip to like here, where it gets a bit more dramatic. Yeah, this one everything sounds more brought up. Because in the other mix, it sounds like the orchestration was brought down, but in this one, it's brought up. And that's really good, actually. So yeah, for even something like this, even though this program is more tailored to hip-hop and dance music, it still does sound like this engine works for any kind of music. Like, I'm impressed by how good this particular sound sounds. So the score now is 3 for EMastered and 0 for my dumb self. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, EMastered takes the prize. It wins with a grand score of 3-0, because I suck. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude my review of EMastered. I am giving the program a 8.5 out of 10. I think the mastering engineer is really solid. It really brings out more of the bass and it brings the other instruments into the mix without dimming the lead instruments. However, the only thing that I have to say is I think it needs to be slightly tailored to like something else other than dance and rap music, because whereas rap and dance are very bass heavy, most music is like most of this music from the 60s and 70s is not necessarily bass heavy, so I think that should be in consideration for this engine. Well, I think it is fantastic. It could be tailored a little more to 60s and 70s music as well. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. Thank you so much for tuning into this one. I'm really glad you wanted to stay around. If you want me to do more music related stuff on the channel, by all means, let me know. I will gladly do that because I have so much fun doing this kind of music. And if you like my videos, don't hesitate to subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.